Today we have a new category for our end of year accolades. We present to you the 7 darkest albums of 2023. For the last 3 years we produced a list of the top 7 most extreme albums, but this category can confuse people and lead them to believe that Scream Blast Repeat only enjoy music that's unlistenable to 99% of the planet. Fetishizing something for being extreme has its drawbacks and its associations with elitism. In the world of metal, it can simply mean blast beats and screaming vocals. Yet there are other forms of emotional extremity, and we want to recognise these. So, this year we renamed this award the Top 7 Darkest Albums of 2023. It's doubtful any of the artists would want to celebrate this accolade. Scoring albums on a scale of 1 to 10 for the darkness of a record makes no sense. Some of the albums higher up this list are not as good as those lower down. Remember, we're identifying what we believe to be the most unsettling records that sometimes transmit an absence of hope, often manifest a misanthropic hatred, and always dwell in despair. These are the Scream Blast Repeat Top 7 Darkest Albums of 2023. At number 7 we have We Must Leave You by Finnish noise rock unit Throat. They released it on the 27th of October via Smart Records. The message on album number 4 is Bring back lockdown, bring back isolation. Throat's decision to scale back the guitars and focus the eerie elements of their music into abstract melodies deserves praise, but We Must Leave You is more impenetrable as a result. The timbres in the music blur like a watercolour spillage. Songs come and go like passengers walking through a busy department store as a shortcut to the car park. They have no intention to buy anything, but the display shelves rouse their interest. At number 6 we have English progressive deathcore favourites Vexed with Negative Energy. The band released it on the 23rd of June via Napalm Records. Negative Energy is an apt description for the mood of this record. A dark blanket of grief clouds the music and will engulf you in its despairing embrace if you're not careful. Megan Target has a platform, and she uses it to challenge everything from nepotism in the showbiz world to the self-righteousness of religious intolerance. Surviving domestic abuse shaped the person she is today. Seeing her future crushed by childhood idealisms is hard for her to stomach. Anxiety and depression are 2 demons that follow her around. At number 5 we have Monarch by Irish quartet Realm Kingdom. They released it on the 27th of January via Argonauta Records. On first listen, Monarch is the face smasher LP your heart demands and your brain does not even bother to reject. But Realm Kingdom reveal many subtleties and explore new dimensions when you're ready to add them to your list as a contender for the most extreme album of the year. Monarch is the emotional turbulence that leaves you with shattered nerves and the feeling that you've just experienced an epiphany. It will not leave your playlist until the winter gloom lifts and the first signs of spring arrive. At number 4 we have Massachusetts metal heroes Fuming Mouth with Last Day of Sun. They released it on the 3rd of November via Nuclear Blast. Fuming Mouth are thankful to be here. Vocalist and guitarist Mark Whelan received the diagnosis everyone fears in 2021 when doctors explained that he would need chemotherapy to battle the acute myeloid leukemia spreading through his body. He got the all clear this year, but the near-death experience scarred him for life. It's clear that Last Day of Sun is not just another death metal album. How could it be in these circumstances? Listen to the imperfect voices harmonise over the clean guitar pickings in Leaving Euphoria, like malnourished POWs praying for the mercy of a quick death. I don't want to be here anymore, laments Whelan. 45 minutes of misery and pain should be hard to stomach, yet this album has a strange hold over your senses. Coming in at number 3 is Debug by English experimentalists Catapal. They released it on the 13th of October via Oral Music and Code 666. To call this sinister is an understatement. Christine Hayter, aka Lingua Ignota, would enjoy this music. If hell exists, it probably sounds like this once you get used to the ubiquitous cries and whelps of agony. The gradual volume creep of the drums reminds you of the fustigating hand of the tormentors in Pauline Riage's classic S&M novel, The Story of O. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like wandering around the ruins of a nuclear obliterated city, wearing a gas mask, in search of human survivors? Clearly, the members of Catapal have given it some thought. Number 2 takes us to Bristol for English sludge metal unit Torper and their album Abscission. They released it on the 15th of September via Human Worth. There's nothing cinematic here unless you consider a long camcorder suicide as entertainment, in which case this would be the ideal soundtrack. Torper's music captures the essence of a dismal existence, but it's a dark existence that has the courage to contemplate mortality. It seems flippant to describe this as introspective. We all have moments of self-reflection. Abscission is the distressing recognition that death will claim us all in the end. Vocal screams ache as if the person behind the grueling outcries has a sword impaled through his lower vertebrae. It's hideous in its menace, but it throbs with a real pathos. Which brings us to number 1. Drum roll please. At number 1, we have Rocku with Silence. The Swiss extremists released it on the 29th of September via Hummus Records. You could imagine Bloodhouse Nord sounding like this if you asked them to use a pitch shifter effect on their guitars with the stomach-bleeding vocals of Cult of Luna. How do the guitarists produce an ethereal output with such a wall of sound burning through their amps? Oh joy, oh kindness, the manifestations of a weak will to survive, Rose vocalist Yoni Shapat. This is what the black box recording of the Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 would sound like if the aviation authorities ever found it. The agonizing screams and jarring distortion effects blend into one horrific pitch of human anguish. Hats off to Rocku for landing the number 1 spot, even if it's an award few bands would celebrate. Let's also recognise the 5 honourable mentions that nearly made this list. Theory of Mind by A-Effect, Death Mother by Bloodert, Sky Void of Stars by Catatonia, Engraved with Pain by Mourn, and Pessimist by Ryle. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, and more importantly, please visit our website at www.screenblastrepeat.com for the latest album and EP reviews from established, up-and-coming, and unsigned artists in the worlds of extreme metal, prog, and dark alternative.